Okay, this is how to open the SAP and system landscape we will try to understand. Okay. So wherever you go to the interviews, people will ask you in whichever client you are working, what is the system landscape of your client where you are working. Okay. System landscape comprises the three systems. Normally, three systems. Okay. One is development system. Development system. Other one is quality system. Quality system. And another one is production system. Production system. Okay. So who will work on the development system? Who will work on the quality system? And what is why we are using the quality system? What is meant for development system? And what is meant for production system? So wherever you work, okay, the first question you will get in interviews. Okay. So what is the landscape? First, after anyway, after you are assigning to any project. So this is not now to discuss much more, but after completion of the course, okay, where you will try the job and let's say you got selected for company, let's say called as a Capgemini, okay, where you have been assigned to project. First and foremost important thing, what you need to understand, what is their system landscape. Okay, so it is a thumb rule. What I would say that forget about n number of systems they might have, but this is the fund of the system, development system, quality system, and production system. Okay, so what you need to understand, maybe people will ask you what is the system landscape. Okay, you are supposed to say the client where we are working, we do have system, we do have quality system, we do have the production system. So this, based on these details, one will understand. So you had real exposure and you are working in the, and you have worked. Okay. So you need to tell development system. Let's discuss about the development system. Here, here consultants, who is the consultants, who is the end users, we will discuss later. The terminology, what we need to understand before the development system, consultants and end users. Consultants and end users or business users. End or business users. Okay. In development system, in dev system, consultant will do, consultant will do configurations. Okay. And will do testing and will bring the or import the changes into the quality as well into the production system. Okay, whatever the changes you are going to do, okay, whatever the business would need changes, or you know, based on the business, business process, so where we will do the configurations in the development system. Okay, end users does not have the access in the development system. or business users, or end users. Both are the same. End who are going to work in the system called as a end users does not have access to the dev system. Only consultants will work in the development system on the configurations. Okay, so this is about development system. Whereas quality system, here, here consultants, and users, business or end users will do the or will be able to have access, to perform the testing. And quality system is the replica of the production system. Production system. Okay, so that means for every month or quarterly, production system changes or the data refreshed into the quality system. Okay, so we will not do any changes or configurations in quality system. All changes imported from development system to quality system. So this is the just quality system. What I would say that it is used for the testing before the changes will be moved from the development system to the production system. So we will ensure that the test results or the configuration which we do in the development system is giving the results as expected by the business or not. Okay, consultants, as we ourselves, we do the testing, and as well we provide the test results to the business users, and in turn business users also will do the testing and they give the sign-ups on the test results. If those are as expected, so then changes will be moved from the development system to the quality system. Okay, what we need to understand here, quality system is the replica of the production system. What is the replica of the production system? Meaning to say that whatever the data we had in the production system, it's going to be refreshed. Okay, few clients they do the monthly refreshment, few clients they do the quarterly or twice, or semi-annually or annually. In most of the cases, clients will do the refreshment per quarter. Okay, if they would need it, it is the job of the business team how they refresh the systems. So whatever the data we had, as I said, that transactional data also, it's going to be available in the quality system. Okay, that's what we are calling it as a replica of the production system. Let's say you are encountering, business users are encountering, some issues. Okay, so we cannot have the access in the production system. That means consultant will not have the access in the production system. What we do, the same test or same scenario for which they are encountering the errors, we will execute the scenario in the quality system. So we will be able to understand the issue. So then we will analyze and we will fix, okay, by executing the test scenarios. Okay, to execute the test scenarios, what we need to have, we should have the same set of the data as we have in the production in the quality system. So that's the reason every month or quarterly, so quality system it is going to be refreshed, same as the production system. Okay, and one more thing, we are not going to do any configuration in the quality system. Okay, so all the changes will be imported from the development system initially to the quality system, and we will do the testing, and we will move the, if the results are as expected, so we will move the changes from the development system to the production system. We will discuss later how the changes will be moved from the dev, quality and production system. So for the moment, what we need to understand, system landscape is development, quality and production. Now we discussed about development system. What in development system we do, we will do the change, configurations. Okay, so we will do the testing sometimes where we do have, within the development system we have the, different types of the clients. Okay, so testing system is also available in the development system. We will slowly understand. So different servers. Okay, now production system. Production. Okay, here it is the end system. It is the end system where business users or end users used to record the day-to-day transactions. Day-to-day transactions. And users will not have access to the configurations or customizations. Okay, and users are permitted only to the few transactions on which they are working in day-to-day data postings. Okay, and all changes will be imported from the development system to production system. Okay, production system is used to book the or to record the transactional data, and to get the business reports. Okay, so this is what we need to say, that production system. Okay, the landscape, nothing but what is the design of the SAP the client is having. Okay, So as we can see here, so maybe the projects where I have worked, they do have their business segregated in number of systems like production system 1, production system 2, production system 3, production system 4. Okay, and again each production system will have the same landscape, development and quality. Production system might have production system. Let's say if I have my business is Reliance Industries. So let's say our client is Reliance Industries. Okay, they have divided their SAPs, production system 1, system 1, production system 2, and production system 3. Let's say their landscape is these things. Production, because they do have 1,000 company codes across the global. Okay, it's very difficult to keep all the data in one system. So again, this production system, the landscape, what is the landscape? Here, I would say that same landscape, development system 1, development system 1, so name convention they give like anything else. Okay, it depends on the base system will give the name convention. Let's say here I would say that day system 1 and quality 1 and PROD 1. Similarly, here also landscape 2 also they give dev 2 and quality 2 and PROD 2. So the basic landscape is okay. So what you have to tell, what you have to exhibit when the people ask you about the landscape. So you can tell, okay, because I don't know about your client landscape. Whatever I tell, that is the truth, right? So we need to answer, we need to project development system, quality system, and production. So you will get the cross questions. Okay, how you are importing the changes to the production system. Okay, after understanding the system landscape, so further question, because we are all going by with keeping some experience. Okay, we have to be very confident while answering any question, especially these kind of ground level questions. Normally, people should not, they should not ask these kind of questions. But so where you have been identified, you learned, you do not have real-time exposure, so they wanted to test in some of the areas. Okay, so how the changes now? We understand that production system, quality system, and development system. Slowly we will understand. Before we get into the SAP configuration, one must understand the landscape terminology: development system, quality system, and production system. Okay. Now, so as we understand development system, it is meant for configurations and customizations where consultant will only be having the access, users or business users does not have the access. Okay. So once we do the changes, so then we will move the changes from the development to the quality system, and the second landscape is the quality system where we will do the testings, and quality system is the replica of the production system. Okay, so once test results or as expected by the business, then we will move the changes from development system to the production system. Now we will discuss how the changes will be moved to the production system. How the changes, how the configuration changes will be moved to the production system. people will say that, so we have, as we discussed, development, dev system, okay, quality system, then production system. One minute. Production system. So here we maintain the changes, we maintain or we do the configurations. So then changes will be imported from dev system to quality system, and so here we will do the testing, and once we are okay with test results, okay, we will give the sign up. So then after the sign up, so changes will be imported from dev system to production system. So what we need to understand here, people will say the answer that we are going to bring the changes or import the changes from the quality system. So that is the, blind answer people used to say that. Okay, there itself you are going to be identified, you are the fake experience. Okay, always changes will be moved to the development system to the quality system, and development system to the production system, dev system. Okay, so changes will not be moved from the quality system to the production system, always from development system. Of course, initially first we will bring the quality system in order to do the testing, quality system and production system. Okay, we have the transport process, we will discuss that later. Okay, how the changes will be moved from development system to the quality system and as well production system through the transport. Every changes which we are going to do will be saved in the request. So that we call it as a transport request. The transport we will import from one system to another system. Okay, so that we will discuss during once we start the configurations. Okay, production system. Okay, so changes both, from the initially quality system, why we are bringing the quality system in order to do the testing. Okay, so as I said, test results are okay, so then from development system to the production system. Okay, we have the cycles. It's not like every day we are going to move the changes from development to production system. No. Okay, so if it is the existing client or where already SAP has been implemented, so whenever the changes are requested by the business, okay, those changes will be moved in cycles. Okay, we have the someone turn on the video. Can you please disable the video? Kiran Kumar. So please disable our video. Okay. Alright. So if it is the existing system. That means where client is already live in SAP. Okay. So whenever we are working on changes, add-ons, nothing but. Okay. Those changes will be moved, periodically. I would say that monthly twice or thrice. It's a depend on the IT schedule. Okay. That we will discuss later. Okay, so here what we need to understand, how the changes will be moved from which system to which system, how the changes will be moved. So we need to remember that changes will always be moved from the development system to the production system. Initially to the quality system, but we are not going to bring the changes from the quality system, where people will say the answer that changes will be moved from the quality system. See, first changes will be moved to the development to quality, quality to production. This is the answer what we have been, hearing from the peoples who are attending the interview. So that is the blind. Okay. So that is a blender question answer. Okay. What we need to answer, the procedure, irrespective of the clients, the changes will be always moved from the development system to the production system. Okay. For quality system, why we are moving? To do the testing, okay, by the business as well by the functional consultants. Okay, so this is about landscape. Okay, the terminology what you are new to today is development, quality and production. So this is the terminology. And also consultants, who can be called as a consultants, who can be called as a end users or business users. Okay, so after completion of the course, you are going to try for the consultant job, not for end user job. Okay. What is the responsibility of the consultant? What is the responsibility of the business users? What is the main difference between the end users and consultants? Okay. So consultant will, let's say SAP is already been implemented. Okay, so we are talking about Reliance Industries. Reliance Industries, they have implemented SAP in 1990. Okay, almost they have been in the industry 30 plus years in SAP industry. Okay, they are using SAP since 1990. Okay, so there are a number of users. I mean, day before class we discussed about, we have the different modules, sales modules, purchase modules, inventory modules, HR modules, finance module. Okay, the respective area, the respective business users will work. Okay, let's say there is a, business need to procure some materials from external suppliers. Okay, who enters these transactions? Okay, purchase department will enter these transactions. That particular purchase user or the end user, the person who is going to enter the details of the materials in SAP, will have only for that particular transaction. Okay, that user who used to work on regular activities from the business perspective is called as a end user or business user. Okay, let's in another way. So end user is trying to enter the material details or is trying to create the purchase order to the supplier. Somehow he is not able to save the purchase order document. Okay, because of some of the details he missed to enter, or some of the mandatory details he don't know how to enter. Okay, so here the scenario is, he is trying to create the purchase order to the external supplier. That is the duty of the business user. So whenever a material needs to be procured, that user need to enter the SAP system, particular transaction code or particular report. He has to input all the details. Okay, so he has to save the document so that supplier will receive the document and in turn he will provide the material to the business. So that is the duty of the end user here. He has to create the purchase order to the supplier. But unfortunately, he is not able to save the document. As and when you save the document, it is going to be sent to the over the workflow or the mails. It's going to trigger to the supplier. But somehow he is not able to save the document. End user or business user not able to save the purchase order document. What he will do? He will raise a request, IT team. He will raise a request or incident to the IT user. IT team here nothing but consultants. So the day-to-day issues, the day-to-day transactions related issues where business users are facing will be addressed by the consultant. IT team nothing but here consultant. Users will create the request and saying and so on reason, so they are not able to create the purchase order document. What we have to, what IT team will do, what IT team does, the moment request is being created, okay, the incident or the request is being in queue for the IT team. Okay, since it is a purchase related transaction, the inventory consultant, the IT team who belongs to inventory related issues will look into that request and will analyze why the user is not able to save the purchase order. Okay, so after doing the extensive analysis, he provides the analysis or somehow he is wrongly inputting the vendor details or material details, or there is a requisite number is mandatory, is not providing that requisite number. Because of that, he is not able to create the purchase order. Okay, he will help to the business user and issue has been resolved. Now business user will be able to create the purchase order. Here, who is the user? That on day to day, the user is in the production system, whereas the consultant is not in the production system. He is not going to enter any purchase details, or he is not going to, work on the production system. Okay, he will assist the users. Okay, whenever they are having any, information related or any issues they are encountering while working on their day to day, activities. Okay, so consultant will provide the, will provide his service to the business. Here not only one user versus one user, 1:1. N number of users, thousands of the users are working in the real-time systems. If you take like Reliance Industries having more than 5 lakhs employees across the global. Okay, so to those employees, every day they are encountering a number of issues. They might have some, they are not able to understand some business reports, how they have to pull from the SAP, or the data which they are pulling from the SAP is incorrect as per their analysis. They wanted to understand how the SAP is, providing this information when they are comparing the data which they had is not matching. This kind of request, normally business users will create and consultant will have to work. Indeed, what I would say that back end work, what I would say that consultant job. Okay, let's say in another case, this is the existing system where already SAP is being implemented. Now in another case we will talk about. Okay, so let's say take any startup company. Now they wanted to implement the SAP. Okay, so till today they are in the, what I would say, the tally system. So for their day-to-day transactions, how they are recording, where they are recording, in tally or some other software they are using to record their day-to-day transactions, whether it is related buying or purchasing or selling or any other activities, they are using the other than the SAP ERP. Now they decided, that sort of company, they decided they wanted to implement the SAP. Okay, who will implement the SAP? Definitely, first of all, what that startup company who wanted to implement the SAP, first they will buy the SAP software from the SAP company. Thereafter, they have to reach out to some IT companies, or SAP itself provides installation or implementation. Okay, but either SAP or any other company to whom they are reaching, let's say we have 4 companies, they are quoting to implement the SAP for that specific startup company who wanted to implement. Let's say we have in the race, Capgemini, Infosys, TCS, Infosys. There are 4 companies to to whom they have reached, and they are going to have their own quotations. Let's say Accenture say that 1 crore they will charge in order to implement the SAP, or Accenture they said, TCS they say that 80 lakhs or 1.5 crore, and another company Infosys they say that 70 lakhs they charge to implement the SAP. So whatever the best prices which they would offer, affordable price the customer will reach. Obviously, they'll reach out to the least price who quoted. In this case, Capgemini said that they will, Infosys they said that they implement the SAP, that startup company for only 60 lakhs. If they have opted, their quotation has been finalized by the Infosys. So what Infosys will do? Infosys will hire the set of the people who knows, who are the expertises in SAP. Okay, they do have set up the people from the material management. They do have the set up the people from the sales and distribution module. They do have some from the system administrative perspective. They do have some set up the people from FICO module. Okay, all together will be formed as a team from the Infosys to the client, and after understanding the business process, okay, they start to work on the to implement the SAP in their legacy system, in the business system. Okay, so once they decided to implement the SAP by the Infosys team, so the respective team, let's say FI team will work in their area, and SD team will start to work on their area, and material management will start to their work on their area, and production team they will start to work on this area. So this job will be done by the consultants. Unless if SAP is in live, business users will not be able to work. Front end, I would say that business users, and back end, I would say that issues and implementations and upgradations. Okay, where consultant will work. Okay, if you see this system as well, now we have SAP menu. This is called as a system where business users will see in their day-to-day working life. Okay, if let's say the user who wanted to post only the documents, okay, so they wanted to post only particular document, so that user will have this transaction code access only. Similarly, this is the accounting. Here, finance team is going to work in this menu, financial accounting. Similarly, we have investment management, or I would say that logistics. We have here material management. So the respective material management users are going to work in this area. Okay, this is the screen where business use for their day-to-day activities to record and to report in SAP system. Whereas, so as I said that if they are encountering any issues, where consultant will come into the picture, and they will provide a service to the business users. Another area we have, this is the front end screen. SAP easy access is meant for the business user. Whereas we have another screen, customizing screen, where we will do the configurations. Where here you can see customizing. Okay, we have implementation guide. As I said that just now, we discussed about implementation. Here, this is the screen. Here, business users will not have the access. Only consultants will work in this screen. This is the screen is meant for consultants. Okay, so deeply we will discuss what is the SAP menu, what is the customizing screen in the next class. Okay, for today I am going to summarize what we will understand. System landscape. There are few terminologies we understand: consultant versus end user, and the landscape, it is itself new terminals to you. The systems perspective we discussed about development system, quality system, and production system. So why we discuss this is the initial first class itself. This is the most important thing. When you start to work on the configurations, when you start to work on the testing, you should be able to differentiate what is the customizing screen, what is the development system, what is the production system, what is the quality system. However, since we are not a real-time business users or clients, okay, we do have only one system. This is the idea system. Okay, so we can call it as a quality system, production system, development system. We cannot segregate the systems, but in the real time, what they do, they copy these systems in they copy the same system and they maintain all the changes in three systems called as a development, quality, and production. In development, only users permitted to do the configurations. In production system, only permitted for the day-to-day transactions to be recorded. So that's about the system landscape. Okay. So it's time for you now to ask the questions. Anyone having any questions or any doubts, any concerns?
We have any other terminology for the quality, such as UAT testing or something in generic, which we use when we do some testing? We call it UAT system.
Yeah, user acceptance testing. Correct. Yeah. UAT.
So this is also can be used, right?
Yes, testing nothing but UAT or SIT. The terminology is a number. Okay. For the moment, what I am not using that terminal means many people does not aware about those terminology. Testing means for any testing.
Okay. Yeah.
Any other questions? Feel free to reach out. Feel free to rate your voice. Okay. You need to clarify your doubts. Be more interactive and clarify your doubts here itself, but also you can also reach out me over the WhatsApp. Okay. So for today, I'm closing here. So try to understand the system, go through these, the notes which I provided, and okay. So landscape we discussed. Okay, try to understand. If you still feel any questions, feel free to reach out me over the WhatsApp or bring the questions in the next session. Come up with more doubts. Of course, we have not started anything, so slowly we'll be able to understand. As I said that it will take minimum 30 days to understand what exactly SAP it is meant for. Okay. All right. Thank you guys, and we'll catch up in tomorrow's session. Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.